Hi there everyone and welcome. I've got another yummy meal in a jar recipe for you today. This one is for chicken and noodles, not to be confused with chicken noodle soup. Okay, this is different. This is its own thing. I mean, the flavors are similar, but the texture is very different. This is something that has a delicious sauce, and then you can eat this with a fork. So it's got some substance to it. I am going to use that, I think it's Essenhaus brand of Amish Egg Noodle for this recipe. I get that at Walmart. That's the kind of noodle you need for this, not a regular pasta. It just won't work well. But those Amish noodles are perfect for this recipe. It's got kind of simple seasonings in it. It's kind of a creamy sauce that will end up over the noodles and the chicken. And oh my word, y'all, it's so good. I'm going to start with a quart-sized jar. This recipe is going to give you 2 large servings of chicken and noodles. And I'm using some freeze-dried chicken slices. That's just what I had open. You can use whatever kind of Thrive Life freeze-dried chicken you have on hand. I put the bechamel sauce down in that chicken so it'll settle in the gaps and spaces. And the only veggies that go in this are celery, onions, and carrots. So it's really pretty simple. It's not heavy on vegetables. Like if this was a chicken noodle soup, I'd probably put a lot more vegetables in it than that. All right, as far as seasonings go, this is going to give you a really rich and flavorful broth. You'll start with some chicken bouillon powder, and then I'm using some Trinity shake here. Now that's something I get at Walmart. It's a seasoning, and all it is powdered onion, celery, and bell pepper. And I highly recommend it. If you don't have it, just don't worry about it. Also, you're going to need an all-purpose seasoning. You can use Thrive if you like, some freeze-dried thyme and parsley, and just a little pinch of cayenne. It won't make it spicy. It'll just give you a depth of flavor. Now it's time for the noodles. You need about 8 ounces of those Amish egg noodles. And if you can figure out a better way to put them in the jar, please do that. Because, this was not very efficient. I ended up just picking up the jar and getting handfuls of noodles and shoving them in there. But that package of those Amish egg noodles from Walmart, that's a 1-pound package. And you need to use about half of that to get the 8 ounces of noodles in there. I went ahead and put 1/4 cup of heavy cream powder just on top of the noodles, just to kind of settle down in the gaps, just so there's enough room in the jar for you to fit a little oxygen absorber, and then you can seal up your jar. I mean, that's all there is to it, folks. It's really simple. It's an easy recipe. It's a just add water recipe, and it's just so easy to make, and it's just one of those things that's super comforting. It's perfect for the fall and the winter months, I think, and my family really enjoys this recipe. I learned about it from the Pioneer Woman. I did not grow up eating chicken and noodles, but about 15 years ago, I read a blog post of hers, and she talked about chicken and noodles, and I thought, well, that sounds good. I mean, it seems like I'd like the flavors, and boy, did I. When you're ready to make this, just get out a large pot and add about 6 cups of water to your jar, and then just give it a stir. Be kind of gentle here because those noodles will break on you pretty easily at this point. Just try to incorporate the sauce powders and the water just a little bit. Don't worry about it too much. As you heat this, those sauce powders will dissolve. Okay, here's the salt and pepper that I actually had forgotten to add to my little bowl when I was putting the seasonings in there to begin with. You'll want to bring this to a boil over medium-high heat and stir it pretty often because those noodles are going to tend to stick on you. After this has come to a boil, you can reduce your heat. I left mine at a medium, so a 5 out of 10 on my stove. I wanted to maintain that boil. You need to simmer this for about 20 minutes. And that's a good enough amount of time for the noodles to get tender and for the chicken to completely hydrate all the way through. Your carrots will be tender at that point. And what you really need to do is you need to cook down most of that liquid, okay? So you need 6 cups of liquid to actually cook the noodles through, and then you'll want to cook down the rest of that liquid, because this is not a soup like I mentioned earlier. This is going to be more like noodles and chicken and sauce, okay? So you'll simmer that for somewhere around 20 minutes or so, and you'll notice the longer you simmer, the thicker it will become, and it'll get a little bit darker too. You can go ahead and give those noodles a taste test, see if you need to adjust your seasonings at all. If you think they're not tender yet, you can always add a little more water and cook it for longer. Now here's an optional ingredient. If y'all watched my channel much, you've seen me do this quite a few times. I love to add a little bit of extra fresh heavy cream. Just a few tablespoons is all you'll need, but it really does elevate the dish. You need to let that stand for just about 5 minutes, and as you do that, it will continue to thicken up. This is the consistency you're looking for. So something that you could scoop into a bowl and eat with a fork, but you don't want it dry. You definitely want a good amount of sauce on those noodles. The sauce is just so tasty. It's really, really delicious. We like to serve this in a bowl, and then alongside it, a side salad. But isn't that a lovely dish? I just think this is so pretty. I just love that bright pop of orange from the carrot and then the green celery. I think it's just so lovely. And like I said, this is thick enough you can eat it with a fork. I enjoyed the taste of these chicken slices here. I typically don't use them just because they actually take longer to hydrate all the way through, and I'm a little bit impatient, but I really like the flavor of the Thrive Life chicken slices. My family enjoyed this so much. In fact, I wish I had made a double batch. It is so good. It's comforting. The sauce is flavorful. The noodles are perfect. I do recommend you get those Amish Egg Noodles from Walmart. Those are just the best ones to use for this recipe. I'll include the full recipe in the description box below, as well as my shopping link in case you want to pick up any of the Thrive Life ingredients you see featured in my videos. I'll also include my website where you can pick up a copy of my cookbook. I have an ebook, and you can purchase that, download it to multiple devices, and then you can print off any of the recipes you're interested in. There's more than 90 recipes for meals in jars there. I also have hyperlinks to my YouTube videos for each one of those recipes. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well, getting ready for Christmas. All right, guys, thanks for watching. God bless you. And until next time, y'all take care and keep thriving.